Z88.3. Our time is 2:46. My name is Shadow, and look at this. She is punctual. Z artist Ann Wilson is here. It's good to have you here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Oh, we're excited too. Everybody's been talking about it. You've had a whirlwind career here the last few years, and you're still, what, only 22?
Yeah, 22. It's crazy.
That is crazy. It's such a young age. I've got to ask you, first of all, I've got daughters, and it's real important to me that they have role models. Do you feel like that's a role you're playing these days?
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I would love, I love getting to be a role model for young girls and someone that they can look up to and hopefully be inspired by. So
that is awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to play the song that really puts you on the map here. I hope you don't. I didn't get a chance to ask you about this. I know you've told the story thousands of times, but there are people listening today that don't know the story of My Jesus. Do you mind sharing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wrote My Jesus when I was about 18. My brother had passed away in a car accident in 2017. Next week will be his 7-year anniversary of his passing. And so, yeah, just, I was broken. I was devastated and really struggling. And my relationship with Jesus became really real for me for the first time ever, where I realized that my personal relationship with God was the most important thing. And so that really was what kind of came to be. And then My Jesus was written out of that place of like having a personal relationship with Jesus and wanting to share it with other people and saying you can have that relationship with him too.
Yeah. Is it a hard song for you to sing with the circumstances?
Kind of. It's bittersweet. It's hard, but it's beautiful because I'm living proof that God can take something horrible and turn it into something beautiful, and I've seen that in my life firsthand. So when I sing it, it reminds me of Jacob, but also reminds me of the Lord's goodness, in what
Let's
he's done.
play it here on the Z. My Jesus, Ann Wilson, Z88.3. We are Messengers, Z88.3. It's 2:55. I'm Shadow. We're live at Universal Orlando, bringing to you our radio music convention that's so cool. At least we're trying to bring it to you. And one way is by having Z artist Ann Wilson with us.
Yes, I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, it's great having you here. We love your music. Just heard My Jesus minutes ago. I know you're from Lexington, Kentucky.
Yes.
Beautiful area.
Thank you.
But you have to live, let's say you have to live in Nashville. You live in Nashville. Ever make it back home?
I do. I try to as much as possible every few months. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And the extended answer is, I believe you're going there in a few days.
Yes, in a few days. I'm excited. We're going to be together as a family and, celebrate the life of my brother in his 7-year passing. So,
That's beautiful. You are 22 years of age. I understand you're a coffee drinker.
Yes.
Somebody, I don't have verification on this, but somebody told me that Ann Wilson's favorite coffee is based here in Orlando.
Yes.
And do you...
So it's Lineage coffee.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Lineage roasted coffee?
Something like that, yeah. And it's like their beans are so good. And they sell them, I was talking to you earlier about this, in 30A, at my favorite coffee shop there. So I get them delivered now to Nashville. And they're roasted here in Orlando.
Oh,
so,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
You're like the national spokesperson for the coffee. All right, Ann Wilson's with us. We've got more with her coming up on the Z. Z88.3, 305. My name is Shadow. We're live at Universal Orlando, along with Z artist Ann Wilson.
Yes.
What we're trying to do is bring you some of the artists here as we're live from Universal for this incredible music and radio convention that's been going on this week. And Ann's going to be performing for everybody a little bit later on today. That'll be fun.
I'm so excited. I cannot wait for that.
But just now, we understand you've got somebody very close to your heart by the name of Annie Oakley, your doggie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got a puppy in October. She's a cockapoo, Cocker Spaniel Poodle mix. She's
now, when
10
I think of that,
pounds.
I think of feisty, running all over the place.
Feisty she is. She's so sassy, has a bratty attitude, disobeys, but she's so cute, and she's about to turn 1 in July.
Wow.
So
now, does she get to go on the road any with you at all?
we tried in the beginning to take her, but she got too anxious, so we keep her home now.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Well,
know.
maybe down the line she gets
Down
a
the
little
line,
older.
I
It
know.
could
I
happen.
hope so, because she's so fun to be around.
Just being around you for a few minutes, I certainly get the impression family's very important to
Yeah.
you. I just met your mom a few minutes ago. I'm glad that she gets to travel with you. Does this happen often?
Yeah, she comes on the road with me, and honestly, having my family kind of keeps me sane. You know, it reminds me of why I do what I do, having their support. It's been amazing to have them. So,
when it comes to the things this is a tough one. I think it is. If you would have a Mount Rushmore of artists, of singers, who would be on yours?
Lauren Daigle.
Oh.
Chris Tomlin, Matthew West, Johnny Cash, Dolly Parton.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
You got an extra person on there, but that's okay. We're all right with that. Speaking of Matthew West, I also understand that he has a very close role with what you do.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we work so closely together.
Yeah.
And it's so fun because I started out as a fan of his music and then got to see him on tour growing up, and then we got to write together, and then he wrote 14 out of the 16 songs with me on my new album,
kidding.
Rebel. Yeah.
Wow.
He's a very involved songwriter with me, and we work very closely together. So
now, when you write a song, does it usually come out like this?
Pretty quick.
Oh,
most of the time. Yeah, most of the time with
Well,
Matthew.
no wonder he's writing songs with you.
Yeah.
He can do it that fast.
Yeah.
Oh, Ann Wilson is with us. We're going to play Strong here in a second, but before we do, since we're at Universal Orlando, we can't let you go without finding out if you have one. What would be the one ride if you could only ride one here at Universal?
Goodness.
Which one would you go with?
It was the one, I can't remember the name of it. It's a Harry Potter ride.
Okay.
And it was next to where you get the
that
butterbeer.
Stuff. Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what
it
you're
like
talking
went in
about.
circles or something. But
Yeah.
I got to go to Universal for the first time last year, and that was my favorite ride.
Awesome.
So, yes.
Well, before we let you go, we're going to play your song Strong. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I wrote this song at the end of 2022 when I was struggling with depression and anxiety and just a lot of, I had just gotten off the road and was just really struggling. And I needed a reminder of the Lord's strength, that I didn't have to be strong anymore in my own strength, and that the Lord would supply all that I needed through him. So
awesome. We'll play it here. And thank you for being here, Ann
yes,
Wilson.
Thank you for having me.
You're Strong on the Z.